Hello and welcome back, Squirrel Nation. I hope you're all having an outstanding day. Today we are going to dive into the patch notes for the coming release. Big note, you can already see it in the bottom right hand corner, but it's a face reveal. Woo! Everybody go crazy. Anyways, as just something fun, you can all comment. Let me know. Do I look the way you thought that I would look? Do I look totally different? You know, we can have some fun with this. But anyways, with that said, let's dive into the patch. And starting off, Warriors, their passive is being decreased from 6 to 5 armor, and that's the 3 Warrior synergy. So that's the only one that is getting tuned down. This is an interesting change because Beast Warrior basically, one of the reasons Beast Warrior is very strong is because Warriors are an early game strong synergy that you can ride into a win streak, and then you can take that win streak and turn it into Beast Warrior and really like pump yourself up. So the 1 armor is actually reasonably significant. It will make Warriors early game weaker, which means they may not, it's not going to be as easy for a Warrior synergy to get on a fat win streak. And I think Beast Warriors, actually a lot of their power does come from fat win streaks early and mid game. So I do think that is definitely a nerf. I think it is a nerf that was needed. And I don't think it's overboard, but I do think it will have an impact. So on to the mages. Okay, so mages, they are going to drop magic resistance even more by an additional 5%. So at 6 mages, they went from 95 to now they're going to 100. This is interesting to me. I mean, I like it. I think mages are weaker than the other teams right now. And you know I love my mages to use them and everything. But I would have preferred for them, honestly, to just add back in one of the other mages so you can actually get to 6 mages. It's like right now we can't even get to 6 mages, so what's the 5% buff really matter, right? It's so hard to get to 6 mages, and I even posted a video, 2 days ago of me running 6 mages, but it's like we're talking 1 out of 50 games that I can actually get 6 mages, so I would have preferred that they added back in like Ogre Magi or Blight Sorcerer, and yeah, just let us get our 6 mages actually out there. So next thing, Knights. So this one is really, really interesting to me. The reason why is, so what they're really doing, this isn't, it's not an obvious buff or nerf because they're just reworking the mechanics. So what it used to be is every 3 seconds, the Knights have X probability of activating their Knight shield, right? So we all know how that works. But the shield would last for 3 seconds. So essentially, they have a probability of it happening, it does or doesn't, and then 3 seconds later, it happens, and just continue on throughout the fight. So now it's going to be every 2 seconds. So if we think about what that means is, on average, you would expect for Knights to have shields a little, I think a little bit more in a fight. And here's the reason. So let's say a fight lasts 30 seconds. Before, a Knight would have had 10 chances every 3 seconds, 10 chances to activate their shield, and let's say their shield activated half the time, their shield would have activated for 5 out of the 10 times, and then it would have activated for 3 seconds, so 5 times 3, 15 seconds. So in a 30-second fight, the Knight with a 50% chance to shield would have a shield for 15 seconds of the fight. Now, in 30 seconds, they'll have 15 chances to trigger the shield. And then 15 chances, divide that by 2 because the 50% procting, and it'll proc 7.5 times. But see, that half is where things get interesting and weird because there's obviously not really a half. So I'm not really sure if this is going to be a buff, a nerf, or it's not really going to be noticeable. But I will say the thing that is interesting is Knights, to me, like Glacier Knights are a good mage counter. And the reason I've always thought that Knights were a good counter to mages is because if a Knight has their shield activated, they're not going to take damage from the mage ultimates. And if they don't take damage from the mage ultimates, the mage team is done because the Glacier Knights are just going to melt through the mage team before they get those second ultimates. So the reason I say that is because it used to be every 3 seconds. So 3 seconds into the fight starting, you trigger a shield, the mage's ult, and then, right, you avoid all the damage. Now, I think it might be a better counter to mages because you have extra chances to trigger your shield, but at the same time, it's a smaller window. So I don't know. I really don't know. Everybody can let me know in the comments. Maybe we can discuss this more. I think this is something where theory crafting, I'm not going to be able to pull it out, but yeah. My feeling is I think it will be actually a little bit of a buff for the team comps that Knights are good against. And it probably is a little bit of a nerf against some of the teams that they struggle against. So I don't know. That's my feeling. We'll just leave it at that. So anyways, Werewolf adjusted his health down, so from 750 to 700, and that does apply to every level. So basically every level he lost 50, the 50 health, but moving multiplied forward. But anyways, so that as far as a nerf, I think they've been non-stop nerfing Werewolf. Like, I'm pretty sure he's been nerfed in like at least the last 3 patches. So I think it's necessary, and the reason why is his selection rate. Like, if you look at how much he's played in every game and how much he's contested, it's insane. So I do think these nerfs are called for, and he is a very core piece for Beast Warrior. So I do think that will scale down the Beast Warrior a bit, plus with the other things. So I'm happy with this. Yeah, I think that's enough said on that. Tortola Elder, buffing him at 2-star and 3-star. So 1-star, he's going to be the same. 2-star, he gets extra 50 damage, and 3-star, he gets an extra 100 damage. I think it's needed. It's good. The reason for that, I say that, is if you run 6 mages, or you run your like dragon mages that I've been showing a lot on the channel, then Tortola Elder does a good job, but I feel for what he is, he should do more damage. So I do like this change. And the reason I say that is, if you compare a 2-star Tortola Elder to a 1-star God of Thunder, the 1-star God of Thunder actually basically wins in DPS. So and not just wins, but pretty heavily wins. Another thing about Tortola Elder is his ultimate is not as easy to hit as God of Thunder's, right? So like God of Thunder's, it's just going to hit everybody. You don't have to like really position anything like that. Tortola Elder, you need to get the right angle. You need to get the right engagement to maximize his ultimate. So to me, I think the difficulty of landing a Tortola Elder's ultimate on everything should be rewarded a little bit more. So I like this change. Okay, on to items. This one, praise the heavens, seriously. They nerfed both the items that were ridiculously OP, and I'm super happy. Okay, Jade Pipe wasn't ridiculously OP, but Heaven's Gift is just, it was just ridiculous. So anyways, the adjustment they're making is it will only heal for 10% instead of 15, so that's nice. 33% nerf, that's good. The blocking, 50% nerf from 20 to 10, so that's really good. And honestly, the part of this item that was the most busted is blocking the 20 attack damage for 10 seconds. So I'm happy that the biggest nerf to this item was the blocking 20 damage, and now it's down to 10. So I think that was totally needed, and I love that change. Okay, Jade Pipe, same thing. If you think about it, 200 was pretty high. 150 is reasonable to me. The reason I say it's reasonable is if we look at the Tortola Elder again, at level 1, it does 300 damage. So you can say the Jade Pipe is basically blocking half the Tortola Elder's ultimate, and at a 2-star Tortola Elder, it's only blocking 33% of the ultimate. I think that's good. That's reasonable. It makes the item not too weak to where nobody will use it, but it does make it good in those mage comps. And final note onto the fixes is the lag problems with the Jade Pipe. So the fixes are always good. We don't really need to cover them. But anyways, it's nice that they threw them in there. So on final note on this video is let's go to my predictions. So my predictions are this should bring Beast Warrior kind of into line, and the meta has basically become how do we counter Beast Warrior, and a lot of that has resulted in Feather being every single wear, and then mages starting to creep in because of that. So I think this is really nice that mages creep in even a little bit more with some buffs. So I have a feeling that the mage buffs are strong enough, and the Beast Warrior buffs are also strong enough, but not too strong to where this should flatten out the meta. But I have a feeling the real winner after this patch is actually going to be Feather, because Feather is still just ridiculous. Honestly, I don't know why, and actually, let me be clear. It's not Feather that's a problem. It's actually Druids that are a problem. Feather without Druids, I don't think is a major issue. The problem is Druids and getting these easy 3-star Druids so early in the game before any other comp can even touch a 3-star. That's the true problem. And I really am curious why druids never seem to get touched in any of these patches, because I think it's pretty obvious that druids are overpowered compared to other synergies, right? I think the reason druids kind of sneak under the radar of Drodo is because they're not a main synergy. They're a supportive synergy, and what I mean by that is, like, you add druids into feather comps, you add druids into hunter comps, you add druids into beast warriors. So, anyways, I hope in coming patches we see some change to druids. Until changes to druids happen, I think we're going to continue to see feather everywhere. So, unfortunately, everybody, I think this patch actually benefits feather. And there are going to be even more people just running around. So start thinking of your feather counters for this coming patch, and we'll discuss that in future videos. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you enjoy the face cam. I hope you enjoyed today's content. And as always, take care, have a great day, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.